Hello and welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, do me a huge favor and click that subscribe button down below so I can continue to provide content like this and many more. For all your current subscribers, I just want to continue to say thank you so much for the support for the entire year so far. Thank you for all your new subscribers that has shown up to my channel, have discovered me. I really appreciate it. I know a lot of you are watching without subscribing. Please subscribe so I can continue to provide content and many more. Now, what do I have in front of me? Finally, I was able to get my hands on, thanks to Hyundai, a 2023 Hyundai Ioniq 5. This is the top of the line model, the limited. It has 20-inch wheels. It has a panoramic sunroof, the upgraded lighting. It can DC fast charge from 10% to 80%, which that's standard on every single Ioniq 5. I'm going to talk about it, review it. This is going to be a very in-depth review of the Ioniq 5. I've been living with it for the week, and I'm going to give you my likes, my dislikes, and then we go for a quick drive and go over the tech, the space, and all that and all that fun stuff. Stay tuned. That is coming up next. Okay, let's talk Hyundai Ioniq 5. This is the 2023 model. New for 2023, just minor little changes. One of them is being the range. So this has now 266 miles of range. This is the all-wheel drive model. This is the limited version. So this, as it sits, the sticker price is about $58,000. It pretty much has every single option. For example, you have the upgraded lighting. So on the lower models, this little trim here becomes the turn signals right here. Not this trim. This trim, everything is in the headlights. The pixelated headlights, which are super cool and super high tech. Low beam, high beam, and then daytime running lights are everything is LED. This little black portion of the face of the car hides all the sensors and things of that nature. And one of the things in here in the front is one of the 4 cameras. So this vehicle has a 360 camera, front-facing cameras right here. This little strip right here is your charge indicator. So while the vehicle is charging, it will let you know the charge level with this little light. This whole panel here lights up. A little difficult to pick up on camera in daytime, but let me do my best. So when you press unlock, you're gonna see it kind of light up a little bit. It's very hard to see the little lines. Those are actual lights. And there's a look at the pixelated headlights, how they look like. Don't mind the flickering. It only looks like that in camera, but not in person. And while we're in front, let's look at what the front looks like. Not exactly big. There's really not much space, but I do like the clamshell hood, the way it opens. The only thing you can put in here, this is what your little cubby is. You could just put your charge cables and maybe a pack of gum. Just kidding. Something very small. It's not that big. You just put something in here, maybe your charge cable and maybe 1 or 2 grocery bags, and that's it. But the space in the back is very big, which we'll go over in a little bit. And the hood just closes. It does open like a traditional hood, so you have a regular hood latch release inside the car. This vehicle has parking sensors all around the front and the sides. These are active grille shutters, so they open and close based on need to cool the battery. It closes for efficiency and things of that nature. And let's just walk around this thing. It's beautiful. I'm not gonna lie, I'm a big fan of the Ioniq 5. When I first saw it as a concept, the Concept 45, this one is sitting on Michelin Primacy tires, 255/45. These are the 20-inch wheels. These are the largest wheels you can get on the Ioniq 5. Very nice. I like the little sharp edges all around, like the little cuts here on the wheel well. And you got the pixelated turn signal indicator there. The mirrors are power folding, so you can just press like that. Before I continue, I would like to show you guys one of the party tricks that the Hyundai Ioniq has, which is kind of hilarious. and it is the self-driving slash smart park feature. So what that does is you press lock, you hold on this button here on the bottom, and the car wakes up and is ready, and then you hold this button here and watch the car slowly move forward. And sometimes it doesn't do it because it senses that you're near it. And let's see, there it goes. A little cold. It's still cold this morning, so bear with me. Let's see if it does it. There it goes. And that is kind of hilarious. I am not in the car. There's nobody in there. And the car is driving itself. And let's say you wanted to move it back. You just press the opposite button, which is this one here. And it will start moving back. It works sometimes, it doesn't work sometimes, but maybe I'm not doing it right, but there it goes. Okay, gotta press it hard enough. And as you can see, there is nobody in the car. Let me press it again. And there it goes. Nobody is driving the car. It is doing it by itself. Very cool feature. I guess it'll be handy if you, I don't know, you have a very tight driveway and you want to come out of your driveway and, you know, you don't want to, you know, crash the door or anything like that. Door handles are completely recessed in. The car will sense that you're close to it and will self-unlock. But if it doesn't, you can just press the little pixelated here, and then these are the door handles, nicely flushed in for the all four doors. And working on the back, here's your charge port door. Same little pixelated design here. You touch it to open it. This is your charge level indicator. So while it's charging, these little pixels will light up and let you know what the charge level is. This is your CCS charger, regular slow charger, and then your high speed. This vehicle can charge, again, like I said, 800 volt architecture. And walking on the back, I like the taillights. Look at that. Complete LED taillights. Very, very cool. Very high-tech and futuristic, and very different, to be honest. I do like this little one strip of light that goes all the way across. Just like the front, this is another charge indicator right here in the back. No windshield wiper. Call me old school, but I would have liked it if they had a little tiny wiper, because I drove it in the rain and it's a little hard to see. You do continue to have more sensors in the back all around the bumper. While we're back here, let's take a look at the cargo capacity. It is decent size, so the seat does slide forward and backwards, and you can recline them. There is a little bit of underneath storage. You do have a fix and flat kit mobility. There's your charge cable, and this big hump here is the subwoofer, the Bose sound system subwoofer that comes with the vehicle. Overall, not bad. I like the little cargo cover. Of course, you can take it off and remove it, and the hatch is adjustable, height adjustable, and you can close it. And also it has a smart hatch feature, so when you are behind the car, it will sense that you have the key on you, and within a couple of seconds it blinks and it opens automatically. All right, so let's take a look at the interior, the tech, and then we go for a final drive of the Hyundai Ioniq 5, and I will give you guys my thoughts after living with it for a few days so far. Stay tuned, that is coming up next. Okay, let's get into the Hyundai Ioniq 5. Of course, you can get it in multiple ways. One of them, of course, is the key. You have lock, unlock. This is to open the charge door. This is to open the hatch. Panic. The parking is the front, the smart park feature here, the front and back. And this is the auto start. So you can hold this and start the vehicle, get the climate control ready, and so on. Now, so when you walk up to the car, it should sense the key, and for some reason it's making me look bad, but let's go. Let's see. Well, Now it's not doing it for some reason. But anyway, you press the button here, you open the door, and design wise in the interior is it's a little minimalist, but at the same time it feels like a normal car, if that makes sense. I do like the kind of floating center door panels here. There's more of that pixelated style design. This particular trim has white leather. It's beautiful, but I don't know if I will ever get it in white leather because I'm afraid of getting it dirty. You do have traditional buttons here. So you do have your buttons for your child lock, window, regular door, regular windows, button for the power folding mirrors, mirror controls, lock, unlock here, and so on. Nice little, door handle. This car has ambient lighting, which is hard to see on camera in daylight because it's, of course, very bright. This particular this vehicle has the upgraded Bose sound system, and this little ring also lights up at night with the ambient lighting. You do have Ioniq 5 door stills on the right, and this vehicle has an ottoman, as you guys can see, which is crazy. And look at that. You could just press that, and you could just raise and chillax when you're charging the car. And if you press this button here, it won't do it now because the car is off. I will have to show you when turn on the car and then show you. It goes into a full ottoman mode, so the whole seat reclines. Let me see if I can get that going for you. Let me get inside real quick. So I'm stepping inside. There's a look at you got your infotainment screen here on the left, instrument cluster on the left. You got infotainment here on the right, and there's what I would say would be the home screen. So it tells you the battery level, indicate the battery level right here. This car has a lot of features, so bear with me. I'm going to try to cover them all. But I reviewed this car previously, but now that the vehicle is on, that's what the gauge cluster screen looks like when the vehicle is in operation. You can control that little center screen by pressing this button right here. So you could trip information, your compass / navigation information when the car is running. This car does have the upgraded heads-up display. This is the projector here. It's hard to pick up on camera, but it will show up way over there on the screen. I mean on the road. And going back to the steering wheel, so you can control here. It tells you what the system is doing, the charge level, what the motors are doing, if it's rear-wheel drive or all-wheel drive, and then goes back to the phone screen. On the left-hand side, you do have media controls here. So your voice command buttons over here. You have mute and volume up and down, which is this little toggle switch right here. And you can click mode for, of course, for the radio station and things of that nature. Pick up and hang up button here, your favorite button, and then your drive mode selector is right here. So you can press this, and it goes from sport, and it changes the cluster a little bit to a little bit more aggressive. And you got eco, normal, and then if you hold down like the screen says, it will go into snow mode. Obviously it's not snowing now, so I cannot demonstrate what that feature does, but I'm pretty sure it gets the electric motors into a deeper, more aggressive, to be able to get you out of snow and just going back to its normal mode and things like that. I do like the steering wheel. This is a flat bottom steering wheel. It is fully heated. So you heat the steering wheel by going into the warmer button here, which is touch sensitive buttons. And this menu here activates the heated and cool seats, which the vehicle has. So there's a cooling, and then there's a heating. And sorry about that. And you press this button here to turn on the heated steering wheel, and the same thing for the passenger. Passenger has heated and cooled seats. Nicely done there. Would have wished the buttons would have been physical buttons, but you can't have all, I guess. Let's go back out. See, so this is what your climate screen looks like. Let me go back, press on climate. That's a good thing about this. It has physical buttons. So this is your climate screen, and it does have real vents. mode here. You can go up and down and every which way you want. Let's go back. Climate there. There's a climate. You can turn on heat only, sync, dual zone climate control. This button enables the 360 camera. So right now this is the back and this is the top view of all the cameras stitched together. This has a little very trippy 3D like all around in the car, and this is exactly where I'm at, which is crazy how that looks. I don't know if you can change the color of to represent the color of your own car. I'm not sure if that's something that can be done. If not, I'm sure they will send over-the-air updates to change that. These are the settings for the camera, the parking sensors and things of that nature. And then you can do multiple angles. So you could do, of course, this top-down view. You could do a wide-angle view, and these are the sides with the mirror cameras. And go back to default. And there is a front camera. So if you put the vehicle in drive, now it's showing the front camera. So, and then it does have trajectory lines, as you guys can see. And when you put it in reverse, of course, now it switches back to the reverse camera and it shows you what's going on and what the wheels are doing, which is pretty cool. This is your gear shifter here. So you twist up for drive and down for reverse, and then parking, it's right there, and then it stays in here. Like I mentioned, climate control is here, so you just press on auto and it turns on. You hit sync. You can control them, of course, here, or you can control them physical buttons right here on this little touch sensitive panels. Fan mode, defrost. Your recirculation button kind of looks like a little tiny Ioniq vibe, which is kind of cool. Nice little Easter egg there. This vehicle does have does have Apple CarPlay, Android Auto. Not wireless, you have to plug it in down there. You got a little cubby. This whole center console slides, which I'll demonstrate. As you guys can see, you can slide it forward and backwards. Don't know why you would need that, but I guess it does. And you can lift this out of the way. Got my camera equipment there. You do have two USB ports there. You got another one over there in the front, of course. Wireless charger down there. There is a little cubby. There is a little cubby hole here. Very tiny, but you don't need it. You can press this button here, and there you go. You can put, I don't know, coins or whatever the case may be. A little rubber pad so nothing slides around and make noise. It does have a huge, very deep glove box. So it's very deep in there. Of course, being an electric vehicle, it can be deep. This vehicle does have the panoramic glass, and it closes like so, very dramatic way from the middle, and also very cool at the same time to give you privacy and let sunlight in. These are your controls for your lighting. So you press this guy here to turn on the interior lights. This is a little like helper light at night. If you don't want to turn on everything, you could just turn this little light on. And I do like the buttons you just swipe to turn on the map lights, which is pretty cool. There's no physical buttons to turn that on. Like that very much. The mirror is auto dimming and does have built-in home link, so you can press 3 buttons right here for the home link. Going back to the center, headlight controls are here, traditional stock, and it lets you know what they're doing on the cluster, if they're off, parking lights are fully on. Very cool. And the same for the wiper controls. So when you turn on the wipers, it's low, you got high, and then auto, and then you can control the level of auto up and down, and the wiper will let you know off. And another nice neat feature with all major Hyundai vehicles and Hyundai Genesis and Kia vehicles, the lane watch camera, which is very, very cool and useful. So it activates the camera in each mirror, so if you're making a right turn, it will show you that, which is very cool and very useful. On the instrument cluster, same thing for the left camera. Very neat, very cool feature, and I wish every single car would do that. This vehicle does have the smart cruise control, so you can of course activate it right here. This is the steering, the lane centering technology right here. Turn this on, and you can tell the car to, of course, follow and set your guiding distance, and this. So you have and things of that nature. Sorry. So here you have your battery indicator. So the percentage right here, the regen braking, you can control it with the paddles on the behind the steering wheel. The steering wheel is very nice. You got flat bottom steering wheel, heated all around. You got the four little dots here with the pixel theme. And you do have your dimmer switch right here, traction control on and off to open the hatch, auto brake hold, and then your emergency brake control right there. All right, so and of course this vehicle does have factory navigation, so voice control. You got a button for media, which of course it turns on. Turns on the. Sorry about that. Turns on the. You got sounds of nature, which is very hilarious, and you could do a warm place, sailing ship, city dawn. Very hilarious, this thing. Why would anybody want this? But I guess if you're chilling waiting for the car to charge, you could use all these very silly noise buttons. All right, so let's take a look at the back seat and see how the back seat is in the Hyundai Ioniq 5, and then we go for a final drive of the Ioniq 5. Stay tuned for that. Okay, and then opening the back door, same attention to detail as in the front door panel. I apologize for the reflection and the sunlight. Very bright. It's very early morning on Saturday. And the same thing, the floating door panel, kind of the door handle. It's very cool. The whole thing is a door panel, and the ambient lighting lives back here. You do have sunshades, like a day like today. Both doors have in the back, which is a nice little feature. And this vehicle, if you wonder, does it work as a family vehicle? The answer is yes. I have my daughter's car seat back here. This is a slim car seat, and it does fit fine. You could do of course, the latch points are very easy to get to, and of course it does have the latch in the back. These seats do recline, so the recline mechanism is right here, so you can recline it, which I'll demonstrate shortly. And just taking a look at the back, you do have USB ports back there in the center, and there's a look at that view of that giant glass panoramic sunroof with a shade. The same materials in the back. So let's step in to the back seat, and the seat is adjusted to how I drive. I am 5'8". There is plenty of room, and if I slide the seat back, there's way more leg room and plenty of headroom, which I'll demonstrate in a second. You do have your air vents are here mounted on the side, nicely integrated here, and it's not a bad place to be. Very airy, very open. There's a look at the front command center of the infotainment screen. Very nice, very premium looking, very high end this vehicle is. So let's switch over to show you guys the headroom and then the cargo, and then we go for a final drive of the Ioniq 5. Stay tuned for that. Okay, so I'm going to show you guys a little quick demo of how much the seat recline. So the controls for the seat are in the left hand side, so you just press the button here and you can, that's a nice decent recline. Headroom is decent, it's not too bad like I said, and the seats does slide, see, like so, forward and backwards, and you have plenty of leg room back here, and of course room for the kiddo. So you got the kid in here, room for her little legs to stretch out without bothering the front person, and that's it. All right, so let's take a look, another quick look at the cargo, and then we go for a quick drive of the Ioniq 5, and I give you my thoughts. Stay tuned for that. Okay, so let's take a look at the cargo area of the Ioniq 5. To open it, you can open it with the key, or of course press the button on the bottom. And of course you got this little cargo divider here. Looks like the seat cannot be folded from the back, which is a big no-no, but they do fold. So let's take a look at how to do that right now. Let's open the door and fold it. Yeah, so you have to fold it manually from this little lever here, which is the same lever that reclines the seat. And let's take a look what that looks like underneath. And yeah, it's pretty big. You can carry long, weird, awkward items if you need to go shopping and still have somebody sit back there, whether it's a kiddo or an adult. Underneath here, you do have a little bit underneath storage. So here's where the connector lives. This little hump is the subwoofer, but there is more storage underneath that you can, of course, accommodate. And this is kind of like a multi-level storage thing. This is the tire fix-a-flat kit, and this is the release for emergency release for the fuel for the charge port door. So in case it doesn't open, you can open it manually that way. You do have a little traditional style, cigarette style lighter charge port. You got LED lights back here as well, and that's pretty much it back here. It's decent. It's not as big. You can of course make it your own, adjust it, and the controls for the hatches right here. Close that, and it is very quickly. It's not too slow of a hatch, and that's pretty much it. And it's beeping because the car's on and I have the key. All right, folks, before we go, I just want to touch on the color. This is the digital teal color. It's kind of like a bluish gray, very nice color. I don't think there's no charge for this color. It is beautiful. I do like how it looks, and overall I love this thing, and I cannot wait to be able to, when the time I can purchase one for myself. This is, of course, is on loan for me from Hyundai, and once again, thank you, Hyundai, so much for the support and allowing me to have this vehicle for me to review in my home turf. And now let's go for a quick drive of the 2023 Hyundai Ioniq 5. Stay tuned for that. Okay, let's go for a quick drive of the 2023 Hyundai Ioniq 5. And we'll talk about the charging and how it's been to charge this vehicle while I've been living with it for a few days. All right, let's just lower this a little bit here. Let's change the climate control. One neat feature that this car has to give you better range and efficiency is you can set the climate control to only the driver. So let's go for a drive. And I gotta say, this has been a very pleasant experience living with this Ioniq 5. Yes, the charging, of course, for someone like myself who does not have a home charger, for folks who live in apartment complexes and don't have access to in-home charger, it can get a little challenging because you have to go out there and charge them. My first experience with an Electrify America charger was very pleasant. I have no complaints in terms of the charging. It was very, very quickly. I wasn't completely dead. I was 34%, and I went from 34% to 90% in 15 minutes, which is ridiculously fast. And the cost was like about 20 bucks, 22 bucks. Not terrible. I could have gone to 100, but I figured let me just do 90 for now to kind of get the feel for it. 90, of course, would have been 100, would have been a little longer. They don't recommend you do charge to 100 unless you're gonna go on a road trip or a long road trip. The usual sweet spot for charging is about 80%, which is going to be very quickly. And just this morning, before I started filming this video, I went to a regular EVgo charging, which that was charging at 50 kilowatt hour. the Electrify America was going at 150, which was a lot faster to charge the vehicle. So I charged to 70% or whatever, and I paid like $6 to charge, and it gave me a decent amount of miles. It was very quickly. I went to get some coffee, chillax a little bit for a few minutes, to charge to 80%. And overall, this car drives very well. There's been complaints supposedly that the ride is a little harsh with the 20-inch wheels. I have yet to experience that, and I have had multiple folks, family members, try it out and drive it, and everybody has nothing but praise and love how this drives. The one-pedal driving is very weird at first if you're not used to it. It feels a little weird, but honestly, I've gotten used to it already. I set it up. Right now I have an iPedal, and the vehicle will come to a complete stop, which is nice. And of course, you could do, if you do eco mode is very aggressive. I mean, to the point where it almost feels like you're dragging an anchor back there. It's really, really aggressive. Of course, designed to save you energy and be efficient. It almost feels like somebody is pulling on the gas, on the go pedal, the accelerator, so you don't go faster, which is interesting. But this car is very efficient, and of course your mileage is going to vary depending how aggressive you drive it or how efficient you drive it. If you have a lead foot and you drive fast all the time, it doesn't matter what you're driving, you're not going to get great range and efficiency, obviously. And yeah, can you have your fun with this? Oh, of course you can. The 0 to 60 is 4.5 seconds. It is fast, but at the same time, it's not fast in a jarring way. It's a very soft and gradual oomph when you step on it, which I'll demonstrate shortly and show you how that works when I get out of this little town here. I put it on normal mode, or sport mode I'm in. And sport mode really lives this car up, and it does wake up. There is a snow mode, so again, you press that and hold the drive modes, and then when you're doing, snow driving. The heads-up display is a bit trippy. It's kind of cool. It does have augmented reality technology, so right now it's letting me know that I'm in a school zone, and it shows you the actual school zone speed limiter as 20. Of course, today's Saturday, schools are not out in session, so you don't have to follow that, but it's very cool. And it also will display that on the infotainment screen here, largely showing you what that does. And it's cool. It's very cool. You can turn it off. You can just make it standard heads-up display, not augmented reality technology. So it is cool. So let me see. Let me get into this little highway here, show you guys a little bit of what the Ioniq 5 can do. This is not, because I've driven Teslas in the past, the Tesla power delivery is almost on a savage level. In a good way, not in a bad way. It is fun. They are fun. They are blatantly fast. This does it a little bit more, conservatively, in a way where it doesn't get you sick. Teslas will get you sick if you suffer from motion sickness. It will get you sick. But overall, the infotainment, I love the fact that there's physical buttons for everything. Not everything is buried on the screen. You don't have to. Everything is very easy to get to, very easy to get used to this vehicle. It does feel very normal in here. It does not feel like you're driving a spaceship. And getting into this, get in here real quick, turn into the highway, and stepping on it. Oh, sorry about that. I'm sure that's gonna come out on audio, but it's quick. It's very, very quick. And let me just grab that here. And oh yeah. it definitely puts a smile on your face. I tell you that. It definitely does. You can definitely have your fun. The best way that I describe this is you feel like a superhero, more or less. Meaning, if you see a spot or a lane that you need to merge into, you could just point and shoot and go. There's no waiting, there's no downshifting. Oh, I have to wait because my car's not fast enough. No. You just point, shoot in a safe manner, and off you go. That's the beauty of electric cars. That's the beauty of the power delivery where it comes on right now. And I love it. I mean, I love it. I cannot wait until I get my hands on one. I can, purchase one. This, like I mentioned at the beginning of the video, this sticker's for $58,000. So let's call it 60 plus wherever you are. Also, a quick note, folks, if you're interested in buying one of these, this is the last month until the $7,500 credit expires, which means that if you're gonna buy one next year, this vehicle will no longer qualify for the $7,500 credit based on the new law that was just passed for electric cars. So thank you for watching. I really appreciate every single one of you for watching. Please share my videos. Please subscribe if you haven't done so already. Again, I know a lot of folks are watching without subscribing. Help me get to 1,000. I really need it, and I can provide you more content. I can get more vehicles like this, better trim, different manufacturers and all that nature. But once again, thank you for watching, everybody, and I will see you in the next one.